Hi everyone, it's great to see you. You might have seen in a video not long ago, I did an unboxing of Raspberry Cupcake, a gorgeous rose bush that I had ordered from Hierloom Roses, and I've ordered from them many times. Well, I planted up that flower with you. Usually, those rose bushes, even though they arrive defoliated, they come back quickly and beautifully, and I don't know what I did wrong, but I did something, because within a week the stems had turned black and it died. Well, thank you to Hierloom Roses. I contacted them and let them know that something didn't seem right with Raspberry Cupcake, and right away they said they would send out another one. So this is wonderful. And you know, I still don't know what I did wrong with the first one. Sometimes things just don't make it, and it's not anybody's fault. And if you have a wonderful company that you're ordering from, like Hierloom Roses, I find that those sellers are willing to make things right with you. And oh, already I can tell this looks so much better. So I don't know if you can see it. Hold it up against my pink here. You can tell that the stems are green. We have a little foliage already growing back here. This looks really good. So we need to get this Raspberry Cupcake rose in the ground. That's one of the things that I have on the docket for soon. The other thing is I went back to Hidden Gardens in Barrington, Rhode Island today with my mom, and I just picked up a few things, and I have to show them to you even though I don't quite know where they're going to go. This is Angel Wings Senecio. I grew this last year, and isn't it just beautiful? It looks like you could pluck off a leaf and rub it against your face. I probably would have an allergic reaction if I did that. I did not tell anybody to do that. However, it just is beautiful. It's fuzzy and soft looking. It has this gorgeous silvery blue hue to it. And I found that these lasted right through into the fall so nicely. So I picked up a couple of those. Look at how good they look. I just can see them in a planter somewhere. They almost have a cooling effect when you look at them because they're that silvery blue color. I just love it. Then I picked up two of these Angelonia. So this is Angel Face Perfectly Pink, and this one I lost the tag for. It's also an Angelonia though, and they look like they are extremely healthy. And my mom was with me, and she said she tried these for the first time last year, and they did great for her. So I take a lot of advice from my mom. I heard that as you should get some Angelonia and try it out. I picked up another of the Star Diva Scavola because I'm just enjoying that. And you know how I love my tuberous begonias. I picked up 3 of the rose colored tuberous begonias. I think these might go in a planter. I'm not really sure. Don't they just look happy clustered here on the table as a project to come in the future? So I'm going to take you around the side of the yard and explain to you where we're putting this rose and why. So I have led you down the garden path here until we got to Let's Dance Big Bang and Bit Giddy. 2 hydrangeas that I love, but this is the second year that we have had a lot of sunburnt leaves. And because of that, so when you see these leaves, this isn't a disease or anything. It just means that we really are too hot in this spot. We're getting too much sun. And over here on Bit Giddy, we have a lot of sunburnt leaves in here. They're just not living their happy life yet here. So I'm going to dig up these 2 hydrangeas, and we're going to put them in a happier place. And then we're going to add in some good sun plants. Almost got it. There we go. Oh, my goodness. It's grown since I've planted it. Okay, now, if we take a look at this hydrangea, we can tell that there's some old wood that we can just pull out here. We have some old foliage, but really we have a lot of great growth. So if you have lost any pieces like this, you could propagate these. You could at least put them into a vase and enjoy them. I'll have a propagating video coming up in the near future, but you know, these have already fallen off. So you can do what you would like with them. They are not going to come back as part of this tree anytime soon. So this wee Bit Giddy has done very well with the number of blossoms that it has. It's even set on some new ones, but it is really burning. Look at those leaves. Oh my goodness. So it's time to move it. Wee Bit Giddy's doing great in other places in the yard, so I know I can find a good spot for this baby. There we go. Oh gosh. Okay. Whew. This one, I believe, is going to the front yard. I'm going to bring over the hydrangea and see how it fits in here. So there were a lot of roots over here, but overall not too bad to dig because we have made this garden recently. I think it really helps make it easier. Okay. Now, as I lift this up, I noticed that I took a weed and all its roots with it. We probably don't need the weed part, so let's see if we can break down the root ball a little bit here. I'm going to take this part right off if I can, because it's just dirt and roots. That might make it a little bit more manageable to plant. Oh yeah, we'll shake that dirt in there. Yes, looks pretty good though. Oh, it's going to be so much happier up here. So it might look a little large to you as I plant this in. However, behind it there is a Japanese maple that is going to get taller and will actually be above this. And then this is an annual coleus, so that's not coming back next year, so we don't have to worry about providing space for that. And then we have a little green penguin, which gets to be about 4 feet wide. This is full size. Wee Bit Giddy is one of the smallest hydrangeas that you can actually get. It only gets to be 1.5 feet by 2 feet tall and wide. So you're talking It really doesn't get much bigger than this. And I'm not too worried about the mulch here because this is first year. We're getting the soil conditioned. A little mulch mixed in with the dirt will help aerate it a bit. And I'm just gently tamping down around here. I don't want any air pockets where the roots are not in contact with soil. You don't want to like pack it down so that water can't absorb, but I do want it down enough that it's getting the best for the roots possible. Okay, I got a lot of extra dirt here, but I'm not even going to worry about that. Whew, not bad. It's going to need a good drink, and it is going to then live its life happy here. Ooh, look at that. Oh boy, I am back by the 2 holes that were left behind from our hydrangea. And this gives me a nice little area here of good sun. Now, one thing I'm noticing is I have very carefully put a cage around a tree that has sprouted that is a weed. So we're just going to take that out. Not quite sure what I thought I was protecting there, but it is not there now. We're going to take the weeds out. That looks good. I do keep the cages around the coneflowers because we have bunnies in here, and the bunnies love coneflowers as much as I do. So I'm going to put this to the side. So as you look back here, you see the big clematis behind me on this obelisk. There's actually 2 clematis there. That's the Vancouver sea breeze that leaves these big, beautiful puffballs. And then the other one, ooh, I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll look it up for you. And then we have a Gabriel oak rose. Now this rose bloomed very early and did great, but it's kind of tucked back in here, not getting enough sun. I think that this is going to help that rose. I also think that because this was doing well here, putting my next rose, the Raspberry Cupcake, here is a good choice. They can sort of keep each other company. Raspberry Cupcake is not a climber, so I don't have to worry about training it on the obelisk. I just need to make sure that it's going to get some good sun. So let's take that out. Here we go. And this was for packing, so I can take the bamboo stick out too. Remember, with roses, you want to plant them a bit deep because they will actually sprout roots from down here by the crown. So I'm going to push this to the side so we get down deep. And this is where I go, oh, I am so glad I saved some of that extra dirt. Let's bring that over. Ugh. Roll it over. There we go. Okay. We have some good extra dirt here. And I'm just going to layer this in. If there's any large roots, I'm going to pull that out. But I think overall, this is pretty good. You can see the new growth that's already happening here. Oh, this looks so much better than my last try at Raspberry Cupcake. Now, Raspberry Cupcake, remember, has a really good scent to it. So does the Gabriel oak roses. There's nothing like the scent of roses as you walk through a garden. I have to admit, I am not a rose expert. I am much more of a hydrangea daylily person, but I do remember as a child we had a rose garden in town that whenever we had out-of-town visitors, we would all go to the rose garden and have pictures taken. It was spectacular. In my mind, it was a huge rose garden. I have no idea if it was really or not, or I was just small, but look at that. That's looking good. I'm going to put a little bit more soil around here because remember, we're going deep. We're planting so that it's really covered in well. There we go. Okay, that looks pretty good. So here is Raspberry Cupcakes from Hierloom roses, and now I have another hole to fill. So guess what? I have just the plant that I'm going to put into it, and that plant is right here. So this, uh-oh, I took the tag out. Oh no. This is Fall in Love Sweetly. And Fall in Love Sweetly is an anemone. They are going to bloom late in the season. I have never tried growing an anemone before. However, I'm so lucky. Steph from Hooked and Rooted bought this for me, and oh, I love trying something new. She said it's going to be a pink flower, and you know that I love pink, and it needs sun. So I think this is a perfect spot for it. So thank you so much, Steph. And let's get this baby in the ground. Oh, that looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna take some more of my extra dirt and backfill all around it. This is looking nice. And of course I have my irrigation, oh, and a rock. That's okay. We're looking good. Now, of course, daylilies love a lot of sun too. So any extra space that I have here, I can put in more daylilies. Yay! Okay. There we go. Oh yeah, this is looking good. I think that this anemone is going to be very happy. So there is proven winners. Fall in Love Sweetly. Oh, and I'll keep you posted as that blooms. And then we'll have our Raspberry Cupcake, which we probably won't see bloom till next year now, but that's okay. Oh, and here's a nice little trailing piece of our clematis I can put up. I feel like I'm buried in the vine here. But this has been very successful. We've moved 2 of the hydrangeas. We've planted 2 more great plants into the garden. I'm really excited about this. Thank you so much for keeping me company through all that digging. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.